Returning now to one of our top stories, and U.S. President Barack Obama announcing that he will send 250 more additional military personnel to help in the fight against ISIL in Syria. Joining us is Peter Galbraith, his advisor to the Syrian Kurds and a former U.S. diplomat. He's live from the French capital, Paris. Mr. Galbraith, thank you for being on Al Jazeera. So what do you make of this announcement by President Obama today? 250 additional military personnel in addition to the 50 already there. Will it make a difference?
Yes, I think so. It's a very significant increase in the number of American boots on the ground, but it also has a significance to understand U.S. strategy. I think the administration has come to the conclusion that the Iraqi army is not capable of taking Mosul, and it's not likely to be capable for some time. And so instead, the strategy now is going to be to go after Raqqa. The Syrian Kurds, the YPG, have been the most effective fighters against the Islamic State. In fact, they've doubled the amount of territory that they hold. And so the idea is that they, with American backing, then will move on Raqqa. So I think that's really the significance of it. There's another thing that's going on here, which is that the Syrian government, aided by the Russians, have made significant gains. The Russians have made their own overtures to the Syrian Kurds. And so this is also a case of the Americans now providing assistance to aid the party that is its principal ally in Syria.
Right. You mentioned the Syrian Kurds, but as you know, Turkey has been, of course, alarmed by the military success of fighters, Kurdish fighters in northeast Syria. So will bolstering the Arab forces on the ground, is that also a way to placate the Turks?
Well, the coalition is called the Syrian Democratic Forces, and it is a combination of the Kurdish fighters and Arab fighters. But the reality is that the bulk of it is, in fact, the YPG, the Syrian Kurds. I think the United States has simply become fed up with Turkey. It certainly allowed its territory to be used as a transit point for foreign fighters to the Islamic State. Erdogan blew up a peace process with the PKK last year. And so while the U.S. gives lip service to Turkey, this is a clear sign that the Obama administration is focused on winning the war against ISIS, and it is going to do it in adopting the best strategy that it thinks will work. And it basically is telling Turkey very politely, you haven't been helpful. And, we respect your concerns, but they aren't going to govern our strategy.
Right. You say the U.S. fed up with Turkey, but, I mean, can the war really be resolved without the involvement of these countries, Turkey and the other Arab countries in the region?
Well, the countries that have been involved in the group around Syria obviously includes Iran and Russia, the United States, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. And one of the successes of Secretary Kerry's diplomacy has been, along with the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, been to bring about a degree of unity. But on the ground, the people who have been effective in fighting ISIS, both in Syria and Iraq, the only people who have been effective have been the Kurds. The Iraqi Kurds are not going to go into Mosul. It's an Arab city. And so if you're looking to strike a blow at the Islamic State, it's going to have to be in Syria. It's going to have to be going after Raqqa. ISIS has had some significant setbacks in Syria, thanks to the Russians supporting the Syrian government. They lost Palmyra. And so it does seem that this is a good time for the Syrian Democratic Forces, but primarily the Syrian Kurds, to go after Raqqa.
Mr. Galbraith, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Peter Galbraith, former U.S. diplomat, joining us there live from Paris.